Good morning, welcome to Natasha Makes. I am Natasha McCarthy, and today we are making something a little close to my heart this morning because I love books, which is, I know, strange for someone that is dyslexic, and I don't always get to read them. I love audiobooks, I love all those sorts of things, but I love a physical book. Physical book. For me, reading on screens is not so satisfying, but an actual physical book is the one. So when my daughter, and I try and instill this love of books with my children, we read every night together. It's our little wind down bedtime routine. We always read. We are reading at the moment Adolphus Tips by Michael Morpurgo. We've got the box set of his books and we're halfway through them, which is great. So Christmas, Father Christmas he always knows which box sets we've got. We've worked our way through Roald Dahl, we've done all C.S. Lewis, we've done all the Enid Blyton, so we've done, over the years, we've read them all. We've read them all. So when my daughter brings home a book in her book bag in this state, I am not happy. This is not how we treat our books. This is not how... She's like, but Mummy, it's just in my bag. Who here remembers when I went to secondary school, and this is quite relevant for me because Freddie's about to go to secondary school in September. How that happened, I have no idea. But do you remember the first week of homework? I don't think they do it anymore because all their homework's done online. But the first week you had to cover your books so that this didn't happen. Do you remember? Does anybody else remember? And there'd be those kids whose parents had wallpaper they could cover it in, or wrapping paper so that actually physics was always in a happy birthday. There would be some kids who had a bit of sticky back plastic. Oh, they were the cool kids. Like, for crafting me, they were the cool kids. And obviously watched way too much Blue Peter. Is this resonating with anyone? So anyway, when Emily brings home, and it is a very much loved book, from the world of Isadora Moon, Emerald and the Lost Treasure, and this has been passed around the class. They swap them. They've all got different books from that series, and they swap them. And we're trying to do a book swap. In fact, where we live in Cornwall, we've got a beautiful book swap just outside where I live. I think they built it through lockdown, and it's a little cabinet, glass fronted cabinet, and you can just swap your books. At the bottom of where we are here in the Midlands, we have a book swap library at the station in the old telephone box. In fact, I've seen a lot of telephone boxes converted into mini libraries, little book swaps, and that makes me very happy. Anyway, so we digress. Today's was kind of inspired by that, and the fact that I'm always learning. I'm always doing a course, and my latest course I have to do. I've got exams in it in a couple of weeks for this one course. I'm actually doing two. But I keep putting my notebook down elsewhere. I've got my manual, I keep putting my notebook down elsewhere. So maybe if I put everything together. So today's make is a book sleeve. Now this is actually written by one of the ladies in our village. And this is a big book. It's very thick. She's written lots of words in there. And so that would go in your big book sleeve. I have got 3 different sizes for you. Okay, and this one is big enough to put an A5 book in there. If you need to make notes, or maybe you just like to always doodle or whatever, you don't have to put anything in it at all. Maybe you're someone like me who, even if you have a Kindle and you read on a Kindle, you still buy the physical book. But that just means that can go in your bag and it's going to be protected. This is the next size down. This is a brilliant book, Inside of a Dog. What dogs see, smell and know. Obviously not met mine. But that's a lovely book. And that's in there. There we go. And then today, the third size is this size here. And that will do Emily's little ones. Okay. I have managed to get, with extra fabric left over, 2 from a ½ metre bundle out of these. And look at these fabulous fabrics. I mean, oh my goodness. Aren't they stunning? Stunning, stunning, stunning. These are from Severnberry, designed by Robert Kaufman's team. So we absolutely love it. Now, also today on the show, well, let's say hello to everyone first, shall we? Because, you know, that would be a nice thing to do. Let's turn the volume down so we don't scare me with me. We have got, let's see, we've got Julia, we've got Sharon, we've got Ginny. Good morning from a very sunny Essex, just back from breakfast with my granddaughter. That sounds very civilised. Morning all, in an odd twist. I'm being filmed doing my job today, so I won't be around for long. Nikki, good luck. You go make that fudge. Kelly's here, she said brown paper. Yeah, lots of us had to cover with brown paper. That was all our parents would splash out for. Yep, all paper scraps, says Anne. Julia, good morning. Mine were covered in brown paper. Even if you did wrap your books in brown paper, you still decorated them throughout the year. Anne said my mum went to the local haberdashery and got an old wallpaper sample book. Yeah, you see, you were one of the cool kids. You were one of the ones that had, like, the beautiful books. I know. Debbie says, morning here. Yes, we have one here in Sopley. I have books to top up later. I just love it. I think it's lovely. It's keeping those books alive. The bottom shelf of the book swap where we live has got kids' books. I'm going to have a sort out of Emily's and take them down. Catherine's here. Catherine with a K and Catherine with a C. They're both here. Alison's here. Good morning. Carol's here. Good morning. Jean. Jan rather. Watching from the south of France. Well, lovely. Susan here and Liz is here as well. So whilst everybody joins us, yeah, you know, this is the thing, isn't it? We used to cover our books, and now that we don't, they end up in the pickle that Emily's book has ended up in. That makes me sad. It's not going to happen again. Or maybe it's your work diary, or, you know, anything like that, or your journal. I'm trying to get my kids to journal. We're just starting. A bit of journaling to become part of the bedtime routine. I think especially for Emily is really, really, really relevant because she's got so much in her little head. I would have loved brown paper, says Gemma. Mine were covered in awful leftover anaglipta wallpaper. What's that? I don't know what that is, Gemma. I have no idea. Anyway. Sounds dreadful. You need to expand. Okay. So, beautiful. Maybe you are going to gift these with a gorgeous journal or a diary or a manifesting diary, or I have a beautiful Daya Pose yoga book, which is really beautiful. And so all these things are there. Now, these fabrics are exquisite, and you can also bag make with them. I whipped up one of these this morning. Don't worry, we're not going to make it. We've done this before. This is actually a version of the rivet handle bag. But doesn't it look so lovely? And I've done that. I've sewn in the elastic under a handmade tag. I'll do it over. Hang on. I can show you here, can't I? That would be easier. So we've got a big button. We've got big buttons. We've got 3 different colours of big buttons. In fact, if Jane is listening, could you possibly bring me in a sample of each of the Groves ones? And then my handmade tags here. I'm going to talk to you about rivets for these handmade tags in a minute. So the elastic in place. We have got, now these elastic bands, I bought these initially for Emily so that I didn't rip her hair out. But they are brilliant. They're continuous. I use these also in the middle of my, if I do hair scrunchies, then they're great in the middle of there. But I also use them all the time. Thank you, Jane. And the other ones, the Groves ones that are in the stacks. Thank you. I also use these whenever I'm using a button because they're soft, they're springy, and they're just. I've got white elastic otherwise, which I can get my alcohol pens out and colour. But if I want something that's going to blend, like these are going to blend. I've got on the website for you, I've got ones that have got browns and blues and all the colours that are going to go with these fabrics today. So that's that. That's my rivet handle bag. It's this one. It's a variation on. But it just goes to show, we did that with tapestry, you don't have to. I also, thank you Jane, did this one. I did this one with H640. I did that one with Starville. So this one is slightly softer finish, but still excellent. We like. So you can use these fabrics for all of that. They are 100% cotton, but they look kind of linen-y. Yeah. The other thing that we thought would be a fabulous make is the Japanese-inspired knot bag. Wouldn't they be gorgeous in these? I didn't quite get a chance to make one this morning. So these are the fabrics. You can either buy them off the bolt as much as you would like, or I've got a few bundles in here. You can buy it with, I've done these ones with cardinal. But the detail on these are just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh, no, that's not the one, is it? That's the one. There we go. So you've got that incredible gold in there. Gold metallic. And it is like a linen, but it's cotton. So you treat it like cotton. Absolutely fine. So it doesn't crease like linen. So you can buy it in a duo, 1/2 metre of each. Now that made me to a large and a small size book cover, book sleeve. Now I've done this one, these are my leftover choppy bits. I've done this one with moss. So I made a bag and the middle size. I needed a little bit more lining, but I did a bag and the middle size book out of 1/2 metre of outer of that. And then this one, which is what I'm sampling in today, I've done with bamboo. This is your black and grey, but I've done that with bamboo. It just brings out these beautiful natural tones in there. It's just the most exquisite fabric. And then this one, the blue version, I've done with Hawaiian. It is exactly this colour. Don't know if that's better overhead to see that. But it is. It's exactly the colour of the crane's neck. We like. Then this one I've done with navy. Let me find the right one down here. Or just buy it by itself. We've already known that I've done that one with moss. That one with moss. And then this darker one here, which is your dark indigo, I did with midnight. So the navy goes with navy, the dark indigo goes with midnight. Oh, they're just beautiful. Just beautiful. So they are today's fabric choices. Ooh. Hey, do you want to see some bolt ends as well? Got some bolt ends. And also I've got all kinds of goodies. I'm going to show you the perfect pairings as well that are going to go live. Oof, blimey, that's a heavy one. That are going to go live tonight. that on the shelf. Bear with me, caller. This is an interesting little kit, by the way. So, gosh, where to start? Where to start? Right, well, let's talk rivets, okay? Because I've got a set of 120. You get 30 of gold colour, silver colour, antique and gunmetal colour, and then you get various different tags. So you've got, this is a great starter kit for anyone. These are 6mm by 6mm, and they are fab because you get all of these tags as well. You get 16 handmade tags with them as well. They're brilliant because the size is absolutely perfect for little handmade tags. Some of them are too big. They just swamp it. So these are the absolute perfect size for these little handmade tags here. And the only reason I got these in, I don't know if you noticed the other day, I said, oh, I see I generally use the antique a lot of the time. Having said that, I did use gold this morning. And so they're the ones that I run out of in my big kit here. So I just top up with those. So that is one option. Oh, I've got that twice. Is with the 120 or I don't know where Mom just put them. Monty, have you got the single coloured rivets, please? The silver and the bronze, just single coloured with the tools, please. These have got tools in there as well. So I've also got sets like this. They come with different handmade tags. Here you get 10 different tags. These are the suede effect ones. These are the faux leather. These are the faux suede. And they come with 200 of either the silver colour or the antique colour. Have a look online because they're there. Got a couple of those as well. We've also got these sets of 10 tags. The faux leather ones, we've also got those. Did you find them, Jane? Thank you ever so much. See, that's my one. You don't want that because I've had something on there. You can either get them with the silver, and that's why I put these with these, because these ones have got the gold, so they're going to work nicely with those, and with the antique. But these ones are just plain, so they work beautifully with either the bronze, antique colour or the silver colour, because there's no colour on there. So anyway, whichever you go for, it's up to you. You get 200 sets of rivets here, 120 sets of rivets there, but you get more tags. 200 there, and you get fewer tags, but it's all good. You get the variety of colours there. So it swings and roundabouts. They're all the same price. It's just which combination you would like, really. It's up to you. It's up to you. And if we have, when we finish counting these out, if we have any left over of those, we'll make those available as well. Because handmade tags, they just make it, don't they? They really do. Love that. Just love that. Now, with that theme in mind, let's look at today's perfect pairings. These go live at midnight tonight. And these were inspired by the tags, actually. I thought, oh, these are perfect. These have handmade limited edition on them. You've got your pink and the blue, which go with the colours in your fronds. I've only got 4 sets of these. That's it. I've run out of these coloured tags. You've got a 1/2 metre of your pink chambray, a 1/2 metre of your K Facet Collective fronds, and then you've got your 2 handmade tags. These go live at midnight. Right, what about this then for a combo? I've had so much fun with these. So you can either get this, I don't know why that's all bagged differently, with or without the tags. So I've got one set with the tags, and you see the brown is in there and the purple is there. And this is Crescent Something by Maureen Cracknell. So this is an art gallery fabric one, but these tags just work perfectly. This magenta is exactly that colour, and then your handmade tags. So whatever you're making, whether you're doing wash bags, pouches, whatever, you've got little tags there. So fat quarter makes, 2 fat quarter makes with your 2 tags is sorted with those 2.5 meters, isn't it? Now this is something completely different. Jane and I loved these. You've got a 1/2 meter of denim, and we just thought, just make yourself a little pouch. These are thermo badges, so they've got a backing on them, so you just apply them with some heat and they will sit. A little pouch with a little bird on, we thought would be lovely. Maybe one of the book bags with a little bird, book sleeve rather, would be rather beautiful too. And then you could line it in whatever you fancy. Whatever you fancy then. I've only got 5 of those. That was all we could get in terms of the tags. Not the tags. What am I talking about? The birds. The birds, the birds. But remember, the denim is a wider width. It's a dressmaking wider width. So you're getting a bit more fabric there with your 1/2 meter for your money. Let's pop that with those tags in there. And I don't know what that's doing there. Now, this came about because of one of you. I say one of you. I was doing all the cutting on the cutting sheets, and I ended up with a 1/2 meter left of the beautiful Key to the Secret from Odile by Earl, and then someone completely different had ordered some of this Rennie Nanaman, which is absolutely stunning, in hazelnut. And actually, they happened to be next to each other. I was like, oh, but that's the same colour as the key. That's really beautiful. And then the tags were on the table. I was like, well, that's the purple of that flower. And then that's the goldy colour of that one. That is your bundle. I have one of those. These will go live at midnight tonight. That is all I have of that. It's the last one. I've shown you those. Oh, we've got some beautiful Klimt. Ooh, this is absolutely stunning. Now, you could pair that with emerald. You could pair that with magenta. It will be available cut to order. Just so stunning. But Jane's first thought, and mine as well, was, oh, you could interface the purple PU with it and do all your cork makes. Yes. How decadent. How fabulous. Absolutely. But we also thought it looked absolutely stunning with your denim. It just brings that richness and the gold detailing in there. Oh my goodness. There's so much gold detailing in there. It's incredible. It's just incredible. Let me show you. Isn't that beautiful? As a fabric, as a blender, as a mixer, I absolutely love that. As a standalone fabric, just beautiful. Look at it with that purple PU. Please, 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 please. If one of you doesn't make a whole load of stuff, could you imagine our trinket bowls out of that? Rude not to. Just rude not to. I'm going to keep that angle so I can also show you the rest of our perfect pairing, because this is such a delicate print. Again, it's from Art Gallery fabric. It's kind of a scenic. I put it with paprika because that's the colour of the scene, really. And that is cotton. That is all cotton. However, I do have here, and I just wanted you to do, you know, I'm a big advocate of reusable makeup wipes. 2 circles, sew them together, turn them through, top stitch, done. For removing your makeup, that's how I remove my makeup every night. Bit of coconut oil over your makeup, and then just wipe away with these. So you've got a fat quarter of our navy bamboo toweling, so it's super soft on your eyes. And then this is brushed cotton. So same design, but different colour, and this is brushed cotton. The other is just plain cotton. How beautiful is that? And so then you can take anything that's slightly resistant off with your soft bamboo, and then just gently wipe over with your beautiful soft brushed cotton. These are your perfect pairings. 1/2 meter, The bamboo toweling was a wider width, so I've given you a fat quarter of that, but that will make you plenty. I'm a big, big advocate of these because they're just, and then you just shove them in the wash. Just shove them in the wash and away you go. So they are our perfect pairings. They go live at midnight at natashamakes.com. First come, first serve on those ones. So we've done rivets, we've done perfect pairings, we've done patterns that are going to work beautifully with this. Oh, from last week, everything is cut, everything is being sent with your waxes and everything else. I've got 1 metre of the buttercream stripe left over. That's gone into bolt ends. I've got 70 centimetres left of the recipe tin. That's gone into bolt ends. I've got 1 metre 30 of the Make-A-Wish with the candles and everything on there. And I've got 85 centimetres of the baking book. We underloaded. That is what we've got left over. So if you'd like any more of those beautiful Cloud9 organic cottons that we had on yesterday's show, please do grab them because they are gone then. I can't get any more. They were the last from my supplier. Shall we make something? Shall we? Shall we do that thing? Oh, Gemma says their buttons will be loaded shortly. She's just doing that. Oh, Gemma says the wallpaper, it's the textured stuff, should have come back into fashion apparently now. Not that you will ever forgive it, will you, Gemma? She's not ever gonna. There's no forgiveness there. I see this. I see this, and we're quite comfortable with that. I did a little bit of pre-cutting for my prep today, just because I knew I had lots to show you this morning. Now, you can interface with H640, H630, or, as I have today, I've gone in with, I had a little bit left just in my own personal stash of that black interfacing, which we had for sale for ages and ages and ages. So let me show you what I've done. I have cut my 2 outer pieces and my 2 interfacing pieces the same. Because I'm using a plane, I have cut that for my lining in 1 continuous unit. I've got a hair bubble for my button, and then maybe I'll use this one. We've got, oh yeah, these are the big buttons. So you've got dark wood, you've got a light wood, and you've got like a mahogany in the big buttons, and they come up like that. I've also got ones like this, which work beautifully with them, and I've used one there like that. And then, oh, actually that would work really nicely as well, that black one. Oh, but then that's got the gold that picks out the gold in there and is tortoiseshell. Ooh, maybe I should have used that on that one. These are the perfect buttons for today's make. Just gorgeous. I'm so sorry, I'm still snuffly. And of course, I gave my box of tissues. I sent Emily into school with a box of tissues because she too has been snuffly. I wonder where I got it from. So let's interface. Seven Berry is a Japanese brand. We've had some stunning fabrics from Seven Berry in the past. Absolutely delightful. The Japanese, of course, up there as the best with their printing. In fact, Lisa Chandler uses a print mill in Japan because they are so good. And Robert Kaufman has for many years had his fabrics printed there. They are so ahead in terms of their printing. They get it. They just get it. So you know that you are in very good hands. Now this is my pocket piece. Okay, I haven't lined it, I haven't interfaced it. Do I need to? Possibly. Have I? No. So we're going to put those right sides together. Don't do as I did on my first one and go, oh, that must be the top. No, 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 no. It's going across there. So make sure that you do it along you sew along that top edge there for for your pocket. So we're just going to sew a top seam across there and then give it a little press. Press the seam away. And there we go. And then we're going to top stitch along there as well. There we go. So these are very, very quick to put together, which is lovely. There we go. So I'm going to just baste in place down the sides. And both sides are, you know, they're the same size and everything, so you just have to pick out which one you think looks best or works best, or, you know, whatever floats your boat with that. I do love buttons. I don't know if you saw on the Friday deals the bunny buttons. They were 3D rabbit buttons, which were just incredible. Just incredible. And then we had some beautiful tiny, tiny, tiny dragonfly buttons. As and when I see little knick-knackery bits that are just beautiful, I will always bring them your way. Generally check out your Friday deals for that. So I haven't bothered sewing along the bottom line because we're now going to put these right sides together and we're going to sew along that baseline just 1/4 of an inch. That is all we're going to do. Okay, now on the opposite side to the pocket side up here, we're going to find that middle and just put that little elastic in there. I'm going to baste that in place. Bear with. That's all that needs to be done there. And then we're going to put our lining fabric on over the top and we're going to sew down both short sides. We're nearly done, you know. I told you this was quick, didn't I? Kids' school fairs, stuff like that. These would be great mates. Actually, there's a lady at Warwick Market that does school books and things like that. I wonder if that's the sort of place you could also market these. I think these would be beautiful gifted with journals and pens. You could put the packet of pens in the front pocket. That would make me so happy if somebody did that to me. I'd be over the moon. I'd be like, right, I'm gone for days, hours and hours. So we're then just going to fold it back in half again. And now we're going to sew down these long sides here. So I've got my lining fabrics right sides together. I've got my outer fabrics right sides together. I'm going to sew down both sides. I'm going to leave a turning through gap in my lining. And these should, if you've done an equal 1/4 of an inch, they should line up an absolute treat. Should. If you're worried in any way, shape or form, then pin them. So I've left my turning through gap, and then let's sew down this side. No turning through gap needed the other side. And then if you just want to snip away any excess fabric from those corners, then you can, just to take away any bulk. Find your turning through gap and turn it through. Lovely job. Now, when you turn it through, if your pocket does that, you've simply turned it through the wrong side. I had a moment where I was like, no, I basted it on the... oh, no, it's fine. Just flip it and turn it through onto the correct size. Looks like some crazy kind of oven glove or puppet glove right now. So ease out those corners. Oh, it's looking lush. Turning through gap gets turned under. Let's give that a little press so that that makes it easier to then just sew. Let's sew up that turning through gap. So we're now faced with this. And that's absolutely fine. So the elastic is on the opposite side to the pocket. I just felt that, and these are all the thoughts, you know, when you're designing something. It's like, well, how would I want to use it? Well, I would want to have anything that was in a pocket at the top, so I would need the button to be on this side. And it's those little details that go in when you're designing these things to try and make sure that it's a good make for you. And you can press that top seam, give a little bit of steam if you want, and then I'm going to top stitch around the top. So that's going to reinforce, it's going to hold the lining in place, it's going to reinforce the elastic. Freddie has actually the most incredible Harry Potter books. They're a pop-up book, and they are, I mean, they were insanely expensive. Even I got them in Costco, and even then they were insanely expensive. But they are absolutely beautiful, beautiful books. And if you know, if he takes them anywhere, like if he takes it to his dad's at the weekend or whatever, I'm always worried that they're going to get damaged. So actually making a sleeve for his gorgeous, much prized Harry Potter books would be the one. I'm going to use one of the little black handmade ones here. So let's just find good old-fashioned middle way there for your handmade tag. And then using the oh, I tidied everything away, didn't I, before we came to a quick punch with my leather punch. There, wasn't it? You want to hear that little crunch as it meets. I'm going to go with gold ones for this because I've got that gold on the tag and also on here, so it's just going to pick that up. But normally the antique looks nice with these as well. Let's pop ourselves a little rivet in there. How gorgeous is this looking? Do we go with tortoiseshell with gold detail, or do we go with the blacky grey one? I can't decide. Can someone please help me here? The gold detail with the tortoiseshell background, or do we go with the blacky grey smoky button? Which one looks best? And I'm just going to hammer stuff in over here. I'm just going to quietly sew with my hammer. I would really like this cold to go now. I'm bored. Oh, woken up the cat. Sorry, Mortimer. Did I wake you up? Did I? Oh, very, very rude of me. Have we got a decision? Have we? Have we? Let me just check in Facebook World to see if anybody has made a decision for me so that I don't have to. That would be great. Black. Black. 2 blacks. That looks so exotic and expensive, almost like velvet on the camera. Do you know what, Anne? I tried to get velvets to go with them and our supplier had sold out. But yes, absolutely. It does. It's got a beautiful texture to it. Could you make the main lining a bit longer so it would give a border around the top as a contrast? Yes, Laura? You absolutely can. Just make it 1/2 inch wide or whatever you want. Black. Everyone's saying black. Okay. Gemma, please can you take one off stock for me then in the black? And we'll go in with that. Oh, yes. This is going to look fabulous. I'm going to go and get my eyes tested, and I think I'm going to try contact lenses. Now, I've never managed contact lenses for the simple reason that when I left drama school, and this is, I do hear myself when I say this, when I left drama school, I did a vampire movie, I know, and I had to try and get in my eyes these horrendous, hard plastic contact lenses to try and make me look like a vampire. And, you know, suffice to say, obviously that was never going to work. So I've got a little bit of a thing about contact lenses now. And, yeah, it's not ideal. And yes, I do completely hear myself when I tell you these things. And yes, there are probably some stories I should just keep to myself. However, we're all friends here, aren't we? Hey? Dee-dee-dee. Diddly-dee. Right. Let's get this button sewn in, shall we? Dee-dee-dee. So find the middle point for your button. And away you go. I did wonder with these about doing them with like a, because these buttons are so, they've got such a wide expanse here. I did wonder about doing them with embroidery thread instead. But we'll just put a few little layers on there just to get that button on, and then I tend to go around underneath quite a lot and then knot back through. Tell you what, this button is not going anywhere. And then trim with my beautiful scissors. And there you go. That's it done. So, what you've got is a little case for emerald. There we go. Will it fit a journal in? Don't know. Emily loves to journal or colour. She just wants to write. You can fit an A5 journal in there as well, or instead of. So if you wanted to gift someone a lovely journal and maybe pop some pens or something in the front there, that would be an absolutely exquisite gift. So these are your sizings. This is your large, medium and small. Okay, that's how they make up. So you've got your 3 different sizes there, just for the type of books or whatever it is that you're going to use, or maybe you're going to use them for tablets, Kindles, or whatever. Have a look, see which ones you fancy. But I can tell you this book is going into school in that case from now on. There you go. So that's today's show, everybody. Nice, simple, easy make for you. Quite quick to whip up. These fabrics, when they're gone, they're gone. We've got 1 bolt of each, that's it. Whether you go for the plain fabric that we've paired it with, whether you want to buy on a continuous length, then please fill your boots. That's the one. We still have a few units of the wax bundles of 4 left over from Monday's show, which we had to change out the tree bark for the tan tin cloth. So we've still got a few of those. I'm not sure if Jane's quilt bundle sold out from yesterday, but do take a look. And again, I think we've got a few handles and bits left over from Monday's show, because that bag changes no matter, depending on which handles you put, whether you go for the rope handles, whether you decide to make it a messenger bag and put one of these incredible vibrant handles on, whether you do faux leather, cork, it's up to you. It's entirely up to you. But thank you ever so much for watching. We'll be back here on Monday live at 10 o'clock. In the meantime, obviously the perfect pairings go live at midnight. Friday deals also, and don't forget we've also got patterns on a 3 for 2. So fill your boots. Gemma's sending me a message. What do you want, Gemma? Oh, YouTube. Were the other bolt ends loaded? I don't know. Ellie says, good morning, Natasha. I remember sticky back plastic. Yes. Cynthia says, greetings. We also have little book swap stands set on various places in towns and parks. Yes, we covered our books at school. Brenda says, morning, ladies. Jane's here as well. And Robin says, in Outback Australia, halfway from Mildura to Broken Hill, there is a bush library. Oh, this is brilliant. Made from an ancient refrigerator at a rest stop. Each time I go through to Broken Hill, I restock it. Robin, you are brilliant. Stella says good morning, and Auntie Lucy says good morning, and Cindy says good hello, everybody. It's hello and goodbye now, so thank you ever so much for watching this morning. When the bolt ends are live, when they're gone, they're gone. So take care, everybody. Have a fabulous rest of your day. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.